Okay, welcome everybody to Sacred Circle. You just want to be, let's see, for this exercise, we need to be sitting upright, lying down is appropriate. Okay, so for this one, it's good to have your crown pointing toward the heavens, have the tailbone pointing toward the earth, and if you need help relaxing, you can lean against something, but don't go all the way down to a lying down position for this particular exercise. All right, so just go ahead and I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. If you haven't already secured the perimeter, if you have people that might bust in the room and interrupt, if you haven't turned your phone on Do Not Disturb, if there's anything that you need to do to secure the perimeter so that you can have the most stress-free environment possible, go ahead and do that now. And then you can begin to close your eyes and turn inward. Once you feel safe and able to focus inward, I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes and focus on the breath. Allow all of the tense vibrations that are in your immediate surroundings, whether they're in your mind, body, spirit system, or whether they're right around you, still in your mental space or in any way nearby. Use the breath to kind of sweep those away. Exhale those away. Knowing that if there's anything that you need to pay attention to, you can write it down in your journal or whatever piece of paper you hopefully brought with you. And you can also trust that it will be there when you're done with this work. If it needs your attention later, your guidance will bring your attention back to it. So just let go of any of those extraneous thoughts or even just feelings of tension and discord that might be lingering around that don't belong to you. Just let them go. Exhale those away. And then we're just going to begin to call in the divine light of unconditional love. So however that shows up for you, however that looks for you, however you experience the divine light of unconditional love, just allow it into your immediate space now. Let it help to carry away any residue that you would call negativity or discord. And just allow that light of unconditional love to fill up your space and begin to kind of seep into your being, all the way into the core of your being. Just notice what you notice about how quickly or how slowly that happens. You can intend that your being is like a sponge. Just allowing that light of unconditional love to continue to soak into your being, all the way into the core. Until that divine light meets the divine spark within. So just notice what you notice about how you feel or experience the divine spark at your core. It might be in your heart space. It might be somewhere else in your energy body. Just notice what you notice about that divine spark and allow it to merge with that light of unconditional love that your intention was calling forth into your space. So let's just take a moment to connect with the divine feminine. Allow gravity to hold you. Feel the weight of your body sinking and bringing your energy down into the earth, down into your seat, down into the loving embrace of Mother Earth. And so again, you can use your intention. You can use your mind's eye to visualize. If that's difficult, you can just open to receive whatever information is helpful for you to plug in to the divine feminine energy, that unconditional love that's always there coming from Mother Earth, always there to hold us, to give us fertile soil in which to make our plans and create our creations. So just allow your energy to be held. And then we'll take a few more breaths as we connect with the divine masculine energy, that active energy. It can be represented as sunlight or as a lightning bolt, as a straight line, just moving at light speed. So just allow that masculine divine energy to shower down upon you. You can breathe it in. Just set the intention to connect with it in whatever way is appropriate for you tonight. And then feel those two energies swirling in your being. So that divine feminine energy is part of that divine spark inside you. That divine masculine energy is part of that divine spark inside you. Just notice what you notice as those two energies swirl about inside your being, permeating your being. And so now that we're nice and grounded and centered into the core of our being, we're going to move into our awareness expanding exercise a little bit quicker than normal for circle. And so I'm just going to go through some of these belief statements or affirmations, and you got two options. You can either write down impressions that you have. If you feel like you need to make notes, you're absolutely welcome to do so. Also, it might be valuable just to listen and open to receive whatever guidance you get as I go through each statement. And so what I want you to do is open to receive whatever information these statements evoke for you. So as you're centered in the core of your being, the creative energy of your source is churning in you. And just notice what you notice as you say to yourself, I am the full expression of my I am presence. Feel the truth of that statement, or notice your resistance to that statement. There's no wrong answers as we just expand our awareness of our true nature as a fractal of the divine. Notice what you notice as you remember who you are. Say it to yourself, I remember who I am. And I love and respect myself as a beloved child of the divine. Say it to yourself. I love and respect myself as a beloved child of the divine. Allow the energy to move in your system in whatever way it's moving. Notice whatever stagnation there might be in your energetic system. If you can't feel any energy moving tonight, that's fine too. Just notice whatever it is you notice. There might be emotions that come up. There might be memories that come up. There might be any kind of information, sensory, inner ear, inner eye information. And so the next statement is going to help us increase our bubble of protection and perfection. So say it to yourself. I am perpetually enveloped in the invincible protection of divine love and light. I am perpetually enveloped in the invincible protection of divine love and light. So notice what you notice about that statement. So the next belief statement is, I am co-creating perfection. So just say that first part and we'll add to that statement. But just notice how that feels to say it. And so we're going to go through each one. I am manifesting, co-creating perfection in my physical body. Any information that comes up as you say that statement is good information. I am manifesting perfection in my etheric and mental bodies. So notice how that changes. And the last one we're going to do is the emotional body. So say it, if you want to say it out loud, go for it. Everybody's muted. I am co-creating perfection in my emotional body.
I am co-creating perfection in my emotional body.
Good. Breathing deeply, allowing this process to bring up whatever it needs to bring up in your mind, body, spirit system. And so we're going to begin to get a little more specific about the new human blueprint. And the next statement is, I am vibrantly healthy and eternally youthful. Divine love continually flows through my heart flame. So just notice what you notice as you set that intention and make that declaration. Divine love continually flows through my heart flame.
Divine love continually flows through my heart.
And so next, join me in saying, I am co-creating wonderful, loving relationships in every aspect of my life. I'll say it one more time. I am co-creating wonderful, loving relationships in every aspect of my life.
I am co-creating wonderful, loving relationships in every aspect of my life.
I am joyously fulfilling my divine purpose and reason for being.
Joyously fulfilling my divine purpose and reason for being.
So if there's anything to unpack around that statement, make a note. I am joyously fulfilling my divine purpose and reason for being. And so next we're going to move into the area of abundance for the new human blueprint. I am eternally blessed with the infinite flow of divine abundance.
I am eternally blessed with the infinite flow of divine abundance.
So part of the divine abundance that is flowing through the universe is the fact that it's our divine inheritance. And so the next statement acknowledges our place in divine family and the family of humanity. So just notice how it feels to say, I am a part of divine family. Which includes my place in the family of humanity.
Which includes my place, the family in humanity.
So we are always existing in more than one place at a time, in our physical being and in our non-physically focused part of ourselves. And so you are part of source energy at the same time that you are a physically focused being in the family of humanity. And a trust fund kid of the Universal Trust Fund. So open to receive that abundance. So I think we're going to do two more. The next statement is, I now abide in the heart-based space of divine love and forgiveness. I'll say it one more time. I now abide in the heart-based space of divine love and forgiveness.
I now abide in the heart-based space of divine love and forgiveness.
And the last one we'll work with that will carry into our next exercise is, I easily express my divine potential in relationships.
Easily express my divine potential in relationships.
And so notice what kind of relationships came to mind as you said that statement. And I'm going to ask everybody to take a few minutes to either write down or just take note of which relationships. We've got son and daughter, spousal relationships, parental relationships, relative friend, coworker, teacher, way shower, steward of the earth, light worker, co-creator of heaven on earth. Those are just some potential relationships. So write down the ones that really stood out for you. And then we'll do our limit clearing process around that after. All right, so the most appropriate way for us to clear these limits is to use a twisting balance. No, a balancing balance. Oh, y'all. Okay, so all you need is like a square foot of space to stand in. But if you have a hard time keeping your balance on one foot or the other, get a chair nearby or stand near a wall. Or stand in a doorway. You can stand kind of near the edge of a doorway. It's okay. I just want everybody to see my feet, because basically what you're going to do we're going to start out in the middle with both feet on the ground. And then when it's time to balance, you just need to bring your foot up. You can bring it all the way up into tree pose if you want, but all you got to do is just bring it up off the ground. And if you need to have a toe on the ground, that's fine too. But you just want to shift your weight. You're just going to, the balance is basically just about shifting your weight onto one side. We're going to say the statement a few times, and then we'll switch and do the other side. And you're going to shift your weight. And if you need more help, more support on one side than the other, that's fine. So I'll talk you through the balance. Yeah, you can bring the palms of the hands to face each other like this, or you can bring the hands all the way into prayer pose. But, all right, so we're going to begin with both feet flat on the floor. And make a square with your feet so that your feet are parallel-ish, whatever feels comfortable. If they need to be turned out slightly, that's fine too. But just make a really nice, sturdy square with your feet, and let the feet be right up underneath your hips. And then bring the palms of the hands together in whatever way is comfortable. You can hold them in any way that feels comfortable and easy. And you're just going to say your statement to yourself out loud and silently a few times. And use the breath. So you're going to inhale, say your statement, finish your exhale. Every time we say the statement when we're doing these limit clearing processes, use the breath. Inhale, say the statement, finish the exhale. So I'll be quiet for a little bit, and I'm just going to let you guys say your statement a few times over and over just to really get it in your head. So whenever you're ready, you can stay here in the center saying your statement a little bit longer if you need to, but whenever you're ready, just shift your weight onto one foot. And then if you can lift up the other foot, do it. If you need to leave a toe on the ground. And you're going to say your statement so your eyes are open and looking down low at the floor. Say your statement either out loud or silently, maybe a combination of both. Inhale, say the statement, and then finish the exhale each time. So you want to do it a minimum of 3 times on this side, but if you need to say it more times, that's fine. And when you're ready to switch sides, just take your time. Notice whatever you notice about the statement and about your ability or inability to balance. So whenever you feel like you've done both sides enough times, just come back to the center, back to our starting point. And just notice what you notice as you say the statement a few more times. Integrating the belief, integrating the change. You can do it with eyes open or closed. If you want to do a little bit of both, say it with eyes open and then also say it with eyes closed. So whenever you feel like you're done, you can just go ahead and take a seat. Are complete. All right. It looks like everybody is finished. So we're going to celebrate the change like Heather's already doing. So even if it feels silly, you're going to do a happy dance to celebrate the change that you just made. To bring that energy of joy. Yes. Yay, Missy. Right on. All right. So that is an important part of the process. And sometimes we have to remind each other to celebrate because every once in a while I forget.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
puppy.
Also remind each other it's okay to be silly.
That's true. All right. We'll move on to our closing the circle ritual. And so if you would like to use your hands to direct the energy, you can. We just visualize that we're all kind of sitting in a circle together and sitting with palms together. But it's not necessary at all. You can just set the intention.
Palm up there. And
no. All right. So we're just going to send out the energy of unconditional love just to begin. We'll just probably do 2 or 3 different flavors of energy. And we practice both sending and receiving. So just set that intention for that energy of unconditional love to flow out of your being and into the world, into this circle, sharing it with our circle brothers and sisters. Just notice what you notice as you send that energy out. How does it feel? What kind of experiences do you have? One more breath of sending and actively using that masculine energy of sending that unconditional love energy out. And then we're going to switch into the feminine energy of receiving. So just open to receive all of that unconditional love that our brothers and sisters have been putting into the circle. Allow yourself to soak it up. And just notice what you notice. Awesome. All right, so the next flavor of energy that we're going to send out is the energy of forgiveness. So just notice what you notice. As you send that energy out, how does it feel? How do you experience it? What is it like to just actively send it out, even if you don't know what went wrong that needs to be forgiven? And then we're going to switch gears and open to receive that energy of forgiveness. So soak it up. Where are you needing to forgive yourself? Sometimes we need help with that. So just allow that energy of forgiveness to wash over you in whatever way it needs to. One more breath of soaking up that energy of forgiveness. And then we'll switch gears back to the active, and we're going to send out the energy of unity and oneness. It's, again, that idea of being a part of the divine family, the oneness of the human family. However that you can express that, pour it out into our circle, out into the world, let it ripple out. All of the separation that we thought was real, We know as we send this energy out, we know that that separation is just a story that we tell ourselves. And so now switch gears and open to receive that energy of oneness and unity, accepting your place in the divine family. Accepting your place as a precious piece of the divine. And so if you want to use your hands to scoop up a little bit of that energy and pull it into your being, those 3 different flavors that we sent and received tonight, scoop up your little piece to take with you, but also know that at any time, if you want to plug back into this circle, all you have to do is set that intention to go back into this wavelength of unconditional love, or this wavelength of forgiveness, or this wavelength of unity. Knowing that once we've accessed it tonight, it becomes easier and easier each time we access it again. So thank you, everybody who showed up tonight and who added your energy to our group. Otherwise, mwah, we will just say love you and see you next time.
Adios. Vaya con Dios.
So thanks, y'all.